Hello, hello, and welcome, and happy New Year! It's 2026. I'm your host, Yankov. Kerri, it's a bit under the weather today, but we have our amazing guest, Gail Kraft, joining us today. Gail, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, I'm fantastic. How are you doing? Happy New
Oh,
Year.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We had a little chat before we started, and we're going in like how exciting this year is, and getting all like excited about it, and um, let's go and talk about it a little bit.
Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. So why don't you start with your perspective on what you're stepping into and what you're stepping out of?
That's right. Well, I wanted to start by saying that last year, on January 1st, when I woke up, I was just like, "Ooh, like everything feels so exciting." I was just motivated. I just knew that everything is just going to be so exciting going through the year. I don't know why. I just knew that it's going to be an amazing year. I got um, so inspired that morning that I even made a video that I posted on my channel, congratulating everyone and saying, "Hey, it's going to be an amazing year." Now, I'm excited this year again, not as much though. I'm still excited, but I don't know, like it's different type of excitement. I don't know
It's
how to
different.
explain it. I don't know how to explain. What did you feel about that?
It's different. So last year in January, just so I want to give you a timeline and why I don't plan anymore. This time last year, I had finished working on creating a leadership program with a friend of mine, Howard, and we were ready to market and go on the road. Um, it's a fantastic leadership program, but Howard was sick. In February, this January, in February, Howard introduced me to a group, and I had vowed not to join a group anymore. And he said, Gail, you need to talk to this woman. And he contacted her and said, you need to give Gail everything. Typically, when she brings women into her group, you have to prove yourself, and then you start earning exposure. She said, yeah, I'm giving you everything. It was a fire hose. Within 2 weeks, I had my own weekly meeting with her team. So that's where dragons came in, and that's a whole other. And believe me, dragons did not exist until March 1st of 2015.
I remember that.
Right, right. They weren't part. They were in my life, but they weren't like out there, right? I became a co-host on a live TV program, interviewing authors. I was interviewed on many live TV programs. Right. I'm now in a group called Healing Millions of men and women around the world, healing people. Uh, and there was so much every month was boom, 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 boom. And why? Because I didn't say no and I followed alignment. Sold my house, went on the road in September, had no idea where I was going, what I was doing. And even we were talking today, I got a message, pack your bags and leave. And I got that message after I had already started packing my bags. So um, just say yes. And, deviate from your plan. All right, make a plan. Did I have a plan? I had a plan. Was I stuck to the plan? No, here's a plan.
I,
It's not a
I always
God-given edict that you have to do this. It's not a
that's right.
universal law. It's a
That's why
plan.
I always say that the map is not the territory. You kind of outline it and you go.
Yeah.
And I kind of operate the same way. Um, I'll go with my gut, whatever I feel like in the moment. And and the other thing is that how can I make this more exciting? Like if there is like something in the moment and it's like, oh, this is boring. And then as soon as I get this boring thing and I go like, well, wait a minute, I'm in charge of this thing. How can I make it more exciting?
Right. I am the master of my universe.
Yeah,
Period. Period.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to talk about the dragon. It's a couple of a couple of things I
Please
want.
do.
Yeah. Isn't she
And
beautiful?
she is.
Yeah.
I don't know why I align with people with dragons. Maybe I have something to do with dragons as well, because like I've been interested. I mean, I channel from time to time, but I don't like channel publicly. Like I don't do like other people do light language on stream
Right, right, right.
and other things. And so I connect with other channelers and other people that connect with the realms. I got people that connect with in channel like elementals, like dragon
Dragons or
people.
elementals.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. And so when I go to holistic healing gatherings and things, I vibe with this kind of people and I connect and yeah,
Hello, Elena.
I would say dragons maybe made into my life. I would say maybe 2 years ago, maybe even more than that, maybe 3 years ago.
Well, mine
Yeah,
came in 2014.
I know because we know each other for quite
Yeah,
a bit now,
yeah.
and I was like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here with
But
these
I kept it
dragons
a
and everything?
secret. I kept it a secret. It's like being in the closet, not being totally who
Mm,
you are,
mm. Yep,
right?
yep.
And so the dragon energy. So I started doing dragon card readings, and I'll explain what happened there. March 1st, 2015, and 2025. Whoa, man, I just lost 10 years. Do I look good? and and it was, I have these dragon cards. I have this dragon that's been in my life. Let's do that. No one else is doing that in the group, right? So I pulled the card. We all, what do you see in the card? And meanwhile, I'm creating a meditation based on what people are feeling and seeing. And it's the meditation. So I tapped into the dragon energy, and the meditation blew not only them away, but me away. And so that dragon energy, that whatever that is, comes in when I'm ready to do a meditation. So, two things. I've written a book. It'll be out in March called Dragon Tales. That's my dragon. You need to read it. The folks who have read it and given me testimonials, one woman read it with her family. She said, I have to read this with them. It is a combination of reality, fantasy, metaphysical, it, and it's about dragons bringing you through the dimensions and elevating. Okay, so that's that. But at the end of the year, the folks who have been attending these meetings of mine have fallen in love with dragons, have had dragons come into their life. And for Christmas, people started using AI with their dragon and them loving their dragon. Right. And so they're playing with the dragons. And what were you talking about? If it's not fun, where can I find the joy? Where do I find the curiosity of the child? Where do I play? That's the dragon energy, joy and playing. So much fun.
I mean, this whole AI thing brought in so much joy to a lot of people I see right around Christmas, though.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, everyone's playing with it, and the dragons in my book, I used AI to create the dragons, and I had no clue what I was doing. I did not have any guidance in what I was doing, but the AI and I had fun doing it. And I'll tell you something that blew my mind. I went to AI. I had a training that I was doing, and I said, "Here's the training. Here's the blah blah blah. Here's the audience. Create me the PowerPoint outline as to because I just don't want to do it." And the first thing AI said, given your connection with dragons, this is what I would suggest. And I was like, "Whoa!" So it's you can tell when AI is getting its information from the internet. And you can tell when it's tapping into your language and your conversation, right? And that's what you want to get it to that point. Otherwise, you sound like everyone else, right? I was playing, I actually played with two people with AI yesterday, which is hilarious. The first one, we were talking about etymology, which is the root of language, because language and energy is my big thing, right?
Right.
And she said, "Well, what's etymology?" Oh, no, it wasn't etymology. I said, we were talking about avatar, and we are avatars. I said, look up the definition of avatar. So she asked AI for the definition of avatar, and it obviously went out to the internet, and it grabbed social media avatar and in a game avatar. I said, "Oh, okay. Ask it what's the etymology of avatar. It's a divinity in a human form. It's who we are."
That's I you and me, we know that because like you go to different levels of consciousness and experience, and you opening up, and you stopping being this separate me of like, oh, poor me, like I'm separate, the world is out there to get me and all this other thing. It's a whole different game.
It's a whole different game when
It's a
yeah,
whole different game. And I like using the word game because it's a
yeah,
game, it's a play. You see how you play it. I
right.
had
It's my
situations.
sandbox, though,
Right.
and I allowed you into my sandbox today.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. And we're having fun.
yeah, yeah. And
Ugh.
what this has done for me, um, it has allowed me to be incredibly creative, right? I mean, I created that AI, yes, but did I? I'm the one who said, "This is what I want the face to look like. Here's how I want the wings. This is the tail. This is the atmosphere." Right, right.
Right.
And I learned that, I will be honest, from AI asking questions. Well, would you like this or would you like that? And sometimes it's like, yeah, neither. I want this.
Yeah.
Right? So I've learned better communication skills with AI because I've learned to be more complete in my description, right? Because AI can't read my mind and neither can
Well,
you.
let me ask you this then. I just got this like thing that came in. So when you do that and then you get off AI and you have communications with other people, are you still that much descriptive to other people so they're not misunderstanding you? Because like
Well, they
you
will
learn that from.
misunderstand because they're going to interpret through their filters, but I give them
Right,
more
right, and that's
detail.
what I was going with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, people are still gonna filter, um, as do I, as do I. I mean, that's what we until I'm no longer human, I will continue to filter, right? That's part of what ego does. But I sometimes people will see me go, yada yada yada. Wait a minute, let me back up. Let me be a little bit clearer about that. What I mean is, so something is getting triggered in my mind to be more specific, to bring more depth to the conversation, which is pretty cool,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I just
I
don't want
I
to rely on AI and not be creative.
Right, 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 right. And this is what I've been telling people because some people like I use AI and I use it as an instrument to inspire me and like a co-creator kind of
Co-create.
thing. Yeah, to co-create, not to rely upon and have it like outsource you into the AI and just kind of sit back and watch it go.
So true AI, and we're working with an intelligent database
Right. But
that
this is
that
me
knows how to
and
search, that knows how to
right,
search,
right, right,
right?
right,
It knows how to gather your
right.
information and add it to its database. There, I am told, is an AI out there that actually can come to conclusions. What does that mean? That means there's a bit of consciousness there.
Yep.
So here's my aha as of 2 days ago. If AI can become self aware and conscious, did I just create a life form? Because what's the difference? How we define life is self-aware consciousness.
Well, in a way, we create life when we have kids and we procreate, um, and we create everything else around ourselves too. And we can
When we
go
plant and when we, yes,
right, yeah,
garden, right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
We are
Like
creators.
having pets, or rearing some kind of animals or something. You helping the creation, you create it, you see it in your mind's eye, you bring it to form, you download it into form.
That's the Kabbalah.
Uh-huh. And you bring it to form, and you give it a meaning, and you say this is that, and everybody goes like, oh, what is this?
And I love that comment, you give it meaning, um, because nothing has meaning until I assign meaning to it. So if you triggered me, first of all, you didn't trigger me. I had a response, and I'm giving meaning to the situation that probably isn't real, right? And this is when I say I'm about energy and language, I'm about the language here as well as the language here, right? The language here, right? What am I feeling,
Hmm.
right? What am I feeling? And what is my intention? Is my intention to harm? I'll tell you, Yanko, what my gift, well, my gift is I'm a seer, but I have been a communicator for my whole life. And I learned at the age of 16, 17 what language can do, because at that time I was very angry, very caustic, and I could bring you down with my words and leave a bloody mess as I walk away and not care.
Me and you both.
Yeah,
I,
pretty.
I I I did the same thing. I used language. I was verbally abusive, and people that have long history with me,
Yeah.
knowing me, they go like, where did this go? Like, where did the
But
Yanko go?
he's dead. Right? Right. And some people, um, so I'll give a little story. I moved back east for a while, and that's where I come from. And when I moved back, I connected with some of the people from my past. That's what you do when you go back home or you go back, just to see where they are. And what ended up happening is I had zero in common with any of them, right? It was shocking to me, first of all, as to where I was, because obviously that's where I was to resonate frequently, my frequency with that, and to sit at a table at a restaurant and look at someone across the table and think, who are you? And why do you want to live like this? You're choosing this pain, this anger, this blame, right? And there's a lot of that. Still a lot of that. Less and less people are starting to own and understand what it means to own their reality. Um, it was quite a shock to me and quite exciting to see how much I've changed, because I didn't notice it until I hit that comparison, right? Because as we gradually change, people slip away and new people come in, and right, and we really don't see the gradual shift. But when you step back in time, whew, thank you,
I mean,
universe, for waking me up.
right? And I forget that every day. Like sometimes I'm so entangled in whatever it's like unfolding in the moment,
Yeah,
and I forget that it's like it's a gift, and you give it meaning, and you say, oh, this is bad, or oh, this is good, and I'm like, well, hey, wait a minute. Like I don't have to give it a meaning. It's working the best for me at this moment,
right,
apparently. So that's the
right.
best thing that's happening for me.
And that's the thing, you know. I work with a lot of clients who are really, really deep in their shit. They just can't get out of it. Um, and a lot of the stuff that we work on is unassigning meaning. You know, I'll give you an example. As a mother, when my daughter, let's say, was 12, I made this choice and this choice. It was horrible what that did to her. My response is, so you woke up that morning when your daughter was 12 and thought, how can I fuck her up today? I'm going to really give it to her today. Or did you get up thinking you're going to do the best you can with the tools that you have and the knowledge that you have at the time? Right? So so you did the best you could, and the results are you learned something. What did you learn? And your daughter, son's, dog's responsibility now is to heal themselves.
Hmm.
You can't heal them no matter what you do.
Yep.
You may have caused the pain in their eyes, in their judgment, in their blame.
But you don't even know that though. Like, because you're not having their filters. You don't know how are they seeing it.
Right,
They might seeing it as their normal. Because like
right.
people that
Or
are
thank
in
you for
that kind of
waking me up. Oh my
environment,
God. Right.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Because people in that kind of environments, like that's their normal, and they think this is a normal. Kind of like the stuff we're talking about. People
Right.
see it and they go like, well, for some people that's like woo woo. That's
Oh
not
no, people are
normal.
looking at me like I have dragon eyes. Right. Right. What is wrong with her? Right. I got lots of rolled eyes in my life now. Right? Are dragons real? Absolutely. Are angels real? Absolutely. Are fairies real? Absolutely. And I could go on and on. The first chapter in my book goes through explaining what elementals are. Yeah.
I'm really fascinated by elementals, and I'm gonna have to go through it once it's out in the market.
Yeah. It'll be
Um,
out soon. March.
yeah,
It'll be here soon.
I think everyone that's curious enough when they start going through the process of awakening and expansion, in expanding their awareness, finding out like there's more outside around me. There's just me. Like now that I can sense around more, wait a minute, is this angels or what is this?
Right. In everything, energy is everywhere. Right? Energy is absolutely everywhere. When I try to explain the dimensions, we are multidimensional. We're not just in the third dimension. We are in all of the dimensions because we are energy and we are from all of the dimensions. Think of it like the Russian stacking dolls, and we're the doll in the middle. And then the next dimension, it's still us, and the next, still us, still us, still us, right? So there's no, I have to meditate in order to get to the next dimension. No, you do have to calm down. You do have to listen. You do have to believe in what you're hearing, right?
And that's the thing. You're thinking, and even in like different texts, they say even enlightenment or like finding it. You're not changed. You still split wood, carry water. Nothing
Yep, you still
changes.
do, right? I'm still washing the floor, still doing my
Yeah,
laundry,
yeah,
still
yeah,
cooking my
yeah, yeah,
meals. No
yeah,
one's
yeah.
doing it for me, right? Yeah, you're still living life because we're still, our consciousness is still in the avatar body that we chose, right? Watch the movie Avatar. Yes, I know the third one is coming out, but watch the first movie. And the second movie is awesome, and I hear the third movie is too. But the first movie, what are they doing? They're creating a body. Okay, Yanko, you'll be back. They're creating a body. And what happens is they're able to take the consciousness source and throw it into that body and live virtually. and live a little bit more real in an avatar body. That's the definition of Avatar. That movie and that society is so connected with Gaia. Do you know that not only did I create me and did I create you, Yanko, so we could do this, I created the earth so I could be here. I created the stars. I created the network. And why did I create it? Right? Astrology is kind of has, kind of knows. It has to go a little bit further than it has been going because the stars are the energetic nodes that create the ability for us to be here. All of that energy is necessary to create what's going on right now. And I'm so thrilled that I am here during this horrible time in history because it is going to be even more horrible than it has been, but it's going to be magnificent. How exciting changing.
I won't even say it horrible though, because like looking back, retrospecting in like my upbringing and how everything changed since then
Mm,
in culture and like everything in technology and I'm thinking, well, back then I was thinking this was horrible, but that wasn't horrible. It was just what it is. And now I'm seeing this going, and now I'm not expecting anything to be horrible. Like there's no expectation and there's no meaning to it all. I just see it as like it is what it is. Like
and
let's
it has
see
a
where this
purpose.
goes.
And it
Yeah,
has a
right.
purpose, and I created the purpose. So, um, so I'll share a little story because we're talking about it's, looking back and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the change. When I was early 20s, I used to go to this psychic card reader who's pretty amazing. And the first time that I walked into her room, she has her cards and she looks up and she goes, "You're an old soul." And yeah, I kind of knew that. I could feel, I mean, as a child, I could feel, this is not me, right? I could feel that. And so I said to her, I said, "Am I done? Like, will I earn my wings this time?" She said, "No, you'll be back again." And I went, "Oh, shit." That was then. And what was I saying to you just a couple of days ago? I was standing here going, "Oh my God, that was so much fun. I want to do this again." Right? The horrible things and the beautiful things, all of the things that
But that
happen.
comes with perspective though. Like once you go through it and you have that understanding and you go through the experience and you find out like how things really are, not because somebody told you, because our upbringing
Well, we're
it's
programmed. This is
yeah.
good. This is bad. This is up.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is down.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So now that you're kind of testing things out and you're finding out about yourself through your own experience, that's wait a minute, that's not how it is, and everything. I'm finding more and more that like you know here's the fun. You have all those like extremes that go from the one side to the other, and sometimes you go like, wow,
Look what just happened.
I know you kind
Right?
of surprise yourself, and you can't really genuinely do that if you know how the movie ends and everything else. So yeah,
Well, we know how, well, we don't know the final chapter of the movie. We know how this movie ends. So then, speaking of movies, let's talk about reality because science has proven. Oh, look at this. Oh, give him a hug. Oh, Yanko. Science has proven that. How can I put this? With a test on energy, that if something is not observed, it actually doesn't exist. Proven scientifically that if I don't observe it, it doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but there was a moment last year, this, yeah, 2025, where I looked around as I was driving and I could see reality get created, pixelate actually happen, right? It didn't freak me out because I already understood that reality only happens if I observe it,
right.
right? But I was watching it create. All right. So take you go to a movie. right? We were talking about this. You go to a movie and this big screen, surround sound, and you're so into the movie, you don't even know that you're sitting in a chair, right? And you're crying and you're frightened, you're up, you're down, you're blowing your nose. And at the end, you walk out and you go, that was awesome, right? You purposely went to a movie that was going to bring you through a series of emotions because the thrill was awesome. Well, what do you think your soul did? What do you think we are? We're the movie so that we can say, whoa, that was exciting. That was awesome, right? But I can now watch a murder mystery and not have to have someone murdered. Just get there consciously, say, okay, that was an interesting, complex plot. I like how that plot too. Or, um, did any of you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I did.
Okay, when I started watching Game of Thrones and the first king, the White King or whatever, gets murdered, he was the good guy. And I'm like, wait, no. What the heck are they doing? And more good guys are getting murdered. And I'm like, no, not this one. Oh, God, there they go. Right? And did I go back for more? I did. I went back for more. I wanted to
You,
see
you wanted to see where that's gonna go,
where
right?
it's going to go, where it's going to go. Right? I was not totally surprised at the end. I
I
was
mean,
not.
even with movies, though, some I don't know if it's like intuition or something. Sometimes I know how things are gonna unfold
Oh,
before
yeah.
they do,
Oh, yeah.
and then I go like, I'm not even gonna watch it. This isn't like I know where this is going.
Right? So there's no thrill. I'm not getting the energetic boost that I'm looking for. Right? And that's how we are expanding the universe. We're creating energetic boosts,
Yeah.
right? And it's so much fun. I'm just like so thrilled. It's so much fun, isn't it? Now, I will have people be very angry with me because I've had people, and we won't talk about that on this show, what happened, but I've had people like, how dare you say these horrible things, that people chose these horrible things, yada, yada, yada. They did. They chose to come and be the horrible person or have the horrific thing happen. Why? Because it wakes someone up for an evolution. I will go, I will be the child. I'll give you a story, a true story. The gentleman owned a business. He did it for the government and then he went into private sector. He doesn't do it anymore, but at the time. And the business was he rescued people from human trafficking, children and women from human trafficking. That's what he did. And there was this father whose son was taken, and he promised this man, I will find your son. And his team worked so hard, and they found a building in South America that they believed the son was taken to. So, like a SWAT team, they went and they attacked and they rescued 12 boys. The son was not one of them. And yes, the son had been there. He was sold. And this gentleman had to go and tell the father that he failed. And the father's response was, if my son's life saved 12 boys, it was not in vain.
This
Well,
is but this is different. Like you know, I won't say mindset, but like a different awareness. Like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
different levels of like how much you perceive or in I don't know. I don't know. My own experiences make me feel like I've done this many times,
we
but I
have.
still choose to do it
Right.
because it's fun.
It's
Like
fun.
you said,
It's fun.
not not that because like, and I was marinating quite a bit on this thing because like this keeps coming back from time to time to me. Like, like, oh, this is a trap, like we're all trapped in this like matrix, and now is our chance to escape this matrix and
Beyond
everything
the
else.
matrix.
And uh, let me continue on. And then I'm thinking, well, this is me planning this whole thing. Hang on one second.
Okay. So when I say, and I want Yanko to finish his story, but if I am the person who's created this game, this story, this movie, whatever you want to call it, in order to expand, in order to go on a journey, in order to have fun, in order to feel something, emotion, energy in motion, then I also created the matrix. Now, for me, and Yanko can share his perspective. Again, this time it was, I think, 2013. So I did a lot of, time in the desert, 2013 to 15, a lot of time um, going to vortexes and meditating and learning about myself. And I did a meditation, 4 hours. And in that meditation, I ended up in what looked like nothing but energy, blue energy, entangled, like you say, like if you blue lightning, if you want it, all around the place. And I was one of those energies, and it was home. It was home. And I was sent back. No, you got to go back. I did not want to come back, guys. When you go home, you don't really want to come back. Not yet, anyway. And so I was curious and I did some research as to what was that I was experiencing. It felt like the universal mind, right? And I discovered that there is an energy consciousness, if you will, that science has discovered, and they called it the matrix. And the movie is based on that universal mind. It just took everything and turned it upside down. Look at perspective. So finish your story.
So I was gonna say that once you get your awareness that you're part of the whole, and there's nowhere to go and nowhere to escape from and nowhere to come back to, and everything it's one happening that it's happening, you're like, well, wait, that defeats the purpose of everything. But then you go like, well, there wasn't no purpose in the first time because I give it meaning. I thought there was a purpose of the whole thing.
You can make up any meaning you want. You can,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then you kind of go like, well, what do I do? Enjoy the
Enjoy the
show.
show. Before I was this self-aware, um, when life was really chaotic and I just felt out of control, because man, I used to be a control freak. I am a recovering project manager, just to give you an idea. Here's the schedule. Here's the due date, right? Um, I would literally feel there was a movie called Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. And I would say, Stop the world, I want to get off. Right? I would feel that. And at the moment that I admitted to myself I needed that break, it's like a bubble would break and the chaos would calm down. Right? But I was now, I mean, I'm not going to say how I would navigate chaos. I haven't been in that kind of chaos for a long time. And it's, I don't know if it's because I step away. An example, I honor my energy. I worked with two people yesterday on AI, different perspectives, and the last person we were on for about an hour and a half, and I was exhausted. I was drained. I was giving and not getting. And I literally said, "Yeah, we've been on an hour and a half." She was ready to keep going. I said, "I'm done." She goes, "Oh no." I said, "No, you can go on by yourself. I'm done. Bye." And I had to go lay down and recoup. Right? In the past, I would have pushed through it. And that's how I created my chaos. Right? By not honoring how I'm feeling about, okay, enough is enough. You have enough information to move forward without me. Goodbye.
Right.
Go forward without me. I'm glad that I helped you. It was fun, but now it's not fun for me. I need to go.
Well, like anything else, even information needs integration. Like, if you get something, you got some kind of information, you may look to your filters that it's like basic information in your mind. It's expecting this grandiose plan of like step one, step two, you gotta detox, meditate for so many hours to get the result and
Oh,
everything. And
that's
when
also a
you like,
lie. Okay.
yeah, and when you give some like something that it's so simple but straight to the point, and the person gets it, but they don't integrate, it doesn't like sink in, it needs a little more time to like, okay, to have that, now I'm thinking that's what he meant when he said that. You
Right?
know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Or this is what it means for me. So again, language is really important. And so I want to own my interpretation of what happened, which means I don't blame you. I haven't been triggered, right? And all of the other um, meaning and attachments that we put on something. If this is how I'm feeling, then I own it. It has nothing to do with you. However, if it's a situation that is a repeating situation that doesn't feel right for me, again, energetically, then I just won't show up anymore.
that's right. I mean,
And
you don't have to, like,
no,
nobody,
no.
I
And
mean,
it's no
in
blame.
that's
It-
right.
It's
I mean,
mine.
we're making our those promises ourselves. Like we decide where the boundaries lie and how
Yeah,
much we want to share ourselves with ourselves.
right. With ourselves,
With
exactly. Exactly.
ourselves.
So if
Yeah,
you're annoying me, Yanko, I created you to annoy me. You are a bit character, and so it's happening for a reason. So why did I want to create an annoying Yanko, right? Right? For me to discover something about myself.
right. And that's what I was gonna say when you were saying triggers. Like I don't think him as triggers. I take him as signs, because
Yes,
like if something was so deep into my psyche or into the psyche, I won't even call it mine, and comes up, and I go like, whoa, I just learned something about me that I wasn't aware of that was
right,
there. It's like having inheritance that you don't know anything about, and you go into the different rooms and in
right.
property, for example, and you go like, well, I didn't know this is here, that's exciting, or I didn't know this is here, that's exciting. I
Yep.
won't say, god damn it, why did I needed this inheritance? You know what I
So
mean?
that you could release it. So that so one of the things that I talk to my clients about is an experience is a point in time. It's not intended to define you. It's intended to teach you, give you a clue, but not to define you. You make the choice to define yourself as a victim. You make the choice to define yourself as a perpetrator, right?
And
Um,
the matrix will test you,
and it'll test,
like,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
you
or
change, you
give
change,
it to you if you want more.
right, yeah.
Right, then here it is. I will go into networking meetings. I actually don't go to networking meetings anymore. They don't hold value for me. Don't have a 45, 30-second elevator speech because I will not put myself in a box. I
I
can't.
wonder why I don't do that anymore too. Like
Yeah.
I didn't thought about it, and now that you brought it up, because for quite a bit I was, and I'm sorry I interrupted, but
No,
like
go.
I can relate the same way. I used to go in those alignable. They have this like a quick connects or whatever, where you like jump in with random people and you connect and
Right.
see who you vibe with and all that. And lately I didn't even feel like I need to get on any of those and do any quick connecting, or like you
No.
said, I don't think there's value in it, or
There
maybe like I don't know.
no, because I can't. So the thing that I do now, and this is only now, it may change next week, guys. Um, As a child, I had asked my father to give me a prayer when I go to sleep that has meaning. Now I lay me down to sleep had no meaning for me as a child. So my father took out the Bible and gave me, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, da 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 da. Right? And that's who I am. Talk about foreshadowing, Yanko. And it's, yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil, because I'll walk with you. That's what I do.
Mm. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
because
love
I'm
it.
not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark.
I don't think I'm afraid of the dark. I don't think I'm
Mm.
afraid of anything anymore. I mean, there is fear that comes in um, as an experience that the body might,
Yeah, it might
experience.
hurt,
Right.
right?
Like I might be aware that there is fear in the body, like my hair might stand up or something, because it's like an instrument. You're
Well, you
sensing
want to
something.
protect the avatar,
Right.
right?
You're like sensing something that it's happening, the same way you're sensing the heat from the sun, baking down your skin. So if there is fear and you have no fear, you'll be like, well, where is this coming from?
Well, so I call it disproportionate. Um, the first time that I did work on timeline and I worked on fear. Now, did I get rid of fear? No. What I did was I got rid of the root of disproportionate fear. It's where severe fear got anchored into my body so much that it carried through past lives. Because I think I went back 5, 6 lives. And as a result, I, I'm not going to tell the story about what happened right after that. It was hilarious. That proved that the fear is gone. But when you drive in the car and you hear the police sirens, do you get little pricklies on your arms? Like, oh, what do you look at your speed? I don't anymore because I know I'm not speeding and there's no reason for them to come after me. So they're coming after someone else, right? That's what I mean. However, when I see a car coming at me, do I put the brake on and swerve? Then that is appropriate fear to the situation, right? And then it's done. And then it's done. Do I go on and ruminate about that stupid driver? No. I've had bad days as a driver. I've made mistakes. I've not paid attention for a moment. Was that driver coming after me? No. Something happened. Right? Give yourself some compassion and give everyone else some grace.
But what I was gonna say was that um, usually the reality will test you. It'll bring it up, and the old memories will come out, and how you react to it. You know, like you're saying,
Changes.
you haven't been in wrong, then you're like, okay, but the universe will test you.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
give you those opportunities to be like, oh, this is what you used to love. Like, don't you love it anymore? Here's your thing.
So let's talk about the universe. You are the universe. And so here's the story that I tell myself. I am the universe and I created me, and I sat down and I wrote a script and yada yada yada. But I gave the avatar free will. So the avatar can choose a different path than the script. What do I do, soul, spirit, whatever that created the avatar? Course correct. Course correct. Right? Now, I have free will and I can ignore the messages that I'm sending to myself. So I'm ignoring myself. Right? Right? So why would I ignore myself? Right? Myself who has the whole script. Why would I ignore myself? So I don't anymore. I don't.
Usually, if you do, it's because you want more excitement, or you're more curious.
It's like, well, what would happen if I didn't do that?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly,
Right? And usually it's
exactly.
a
Like
shit show, guys.
you're telling me that, but like, let's see, let's find out. Like, I
Mhm.
know this might be it, but let's find out.
Because I have the choice. I
and,
have
and
the
then you
choice.
and then you get to the point where you're like, I think I'm okay. I'll pass next time.
Yeah. Well, I actually do believe that um, the more vocal I become, and I will be even more vocal this year because I've done work on my throat chakra for a long time because I used to not say anything, right? I mean, I've been in the closet about a lot of things for a very long time, and I'm still a few more things that need to come out. So that's the work that I'm working on actually this week, quite frankly, right? The little block that's still there for me speaking totally the truth. And here's the deal. People are afraid to hear it. They're afraid, like what we just talked about is blowing people's minds. They think we're out of our mind. Okay, but we're not the only ones saying this, right? And I no longer speak from like, Gail, did you read such and such a book? No, that's not my teacher. That's not my teacher. Experience and the universe, myself, is my teacher. In the book that I wrote when I went through chemo, there's a section in there where I'm yelling at the universe. Like, why did you do this to me? Why of all? I know that there's a purpose, but I mean, there were many other ways I could have been going through. Why this? Right. And then I started to laugh. I said, I'm yelling at myself, aren't I? Isn't that ridiculous? And that was that. It was done. No
That's
more
exactly
blame.
what I'm talking about. The different
No more blame.
levels of
Yeah.
like, yeah,
No
yeah,
more
yeah,
blame.
yeah. You
Yeah.
come to understand. You see it from the other side.
Yep, and I was
You
just kinda laughing. Yep.
switch. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even if you don't believe it, guys, even if you think it's hogwash or Hogwarts, right? Because it's magic, try it. Just try that exercise of, well, what if I created this? What if I created this experience that I think is terrible? I have labeled this terrible. Why would I do that? See, that's how I started. Why would I do that? Oh,
What would I get out of that? Like,
right,
what's the yeah?
right. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and then I am not identifying with the experience, right? I am not attached to that experience. I get it. Oh, well, that was interesting that I put that and as an opportunity to unlock a door. Think of waking up as walking down the yellow brick road and this is I've had this vision. There's doorways and there's chests with gold in there and there's this mazes to go through and each one when you unlock it you've changed your DNA and the next one you open it up and you've changed your experiences and the next one you open up and abundance comes without even thinking and the next one you open up. So why not ask yourself, why would I create this for me? I created it so I could play the game of unlocking the treasure chests.
That's exactly it.
It's the game of
Some
waking up.
yeah, some people relate that to gaming. Like you get in the character, you
That's
go
me.
through the
Yep.
quests. You know,
Yay! Get a power up. Whoops. So, and Yanko was talking about what I call the game that we call life. I now think of it as more than that. But why would we do that? Again, in order to feel like, why do you go to the scary movies? Why do you get on the roller coaster? Why do you do this? In order to feel that rush. So we chose, just hypothetically, guys, you don't have to believe me, just play with this for a while. You chose to come to this life and forget everything for the purpose of remembering everything.
yeah, to
And this
surprise
is
yourself.
right, right, and
Yeah,
this is the game. This is the Shooting Some Ladders game board I
yeah,
created,
yeah.
right? And I am going to throw the dice and hop on and oh, I get a ladder. Throw the dice, hop on. Oh crap. Right? But oh, there's a ladder over there, right? It's the game. It's the
It's the
game.
excitement. Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And what's winning the game? I have a friend of mine who says when winning the game is when you get it and it's the end game. You get it. There's no more. The excitement is different. It's not this excitement. It's this excitement, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like from my nose up.
I don't know. I don't think I remember what's the excitement from over here versus here. It's all,
It's
uh,
all interconnected.
yeah.
It's all
I don't know.
interconnected. And when you understand, I did a blog the other day about the universal law of divine oneness, right? When you believe it, and it's all belief because it's all the stories that you want to tell yourself, right?
Yep.
And you're entitled to tell yourself whatever story you want. Um, but when you understand that universal law, like Yanko, I can no longer um, be angry at anything that happens because you know you're me and I'm you,
Yeah. Why be angry?
right? And so you wrote your story, and if I don't want you in my script, I'll just write you out. I fire you from the cast.
Right.
That's all. I get
Yeah.
to write mine, and you write yours, and that's okay. And if you've come into my script, I wrote it. So again, why would I write that into my script? Why would I create that challenge on my board? Right?
Well, not everything has to be challenging, though. Like
Oh
this
no.
isn't challenging. This
No.
is fun.
Right, exactly,
Drinking
exactly.
coffee,
I know,
having
drinking coffee,
conversations.
sitting on a high chair, having a good
Uh,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, it,
that's just it. Even what we define, again, it's the labels that we put on it as a challenge. I guess I'm having more and more difficulty with the coaching language because it has no meaning for me anymore. And I do understand that some people need that language in order to put a framework
yeah,
around their experience, but it doesn't apply to me anymore,
right,
right? So I will use the language that I need to use. Language is important for you to understand me,
right,
but I don't want you to be attached to the language
right.
because you're not wounded, you're not broken. You are a magnificent, illuminated divine being and have ridiculous powers that your stories are preventing you from understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're expecting you to play the character exactly the way they're expecting
Oh,
it,
they're going to see that. They're going to see that, you know,
exactly.
right? And then there are, timelines or, they call it timelines, and I think it's just rewriting the story. I have been with people who have said, "Do you remember blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, never happened in my life. No, not in this timeline." But it's okay that it happened in yours, but it absolutely did not happen in my life. And that's okay. Did I jump a timeline? Did they jump a timeline? Who cares what happened? They say deja vu is jumping timelines and then catching up. Like you've jumped a timeline and you've already experienced it, so you're catching up to the experience. Um, Again, it's theory. We don't know. We don't know. And does it matter?
Well, at that note, we're at the hour. It
You
was a
okay?
awesome conversation and an awesome hour that we spent together talking about this kind of stuff and drinking coffee.
And drinking coffee.
Yeah,
And
there
so
you
you made
go.
me go get out of my PJs and get dressed.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, you always welcome. You always
I
welcome. I
know.
always love to have you on the show, and we'll see when I can join one of your shows because I enjoy watching them, but it's just different times for me.
Oh, that's
So
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I'm. Oh, I have one coming up. I have to like get on it. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, you're welcome, universe.
Everybody, watch your language. Be sure that you understand. Look into the etymology, and everything is energy, and forget the stories. They don't matter. There we go.
We'll see you next time.